Hi, welcome to this lesson. We'll be looking at the origin of the internet, the ARPANET, and the World Wide Web. The internet's evolution having origin from a military and later to academic origin and to the global world with its ubiquitous resources known today offers a rich lesson in both technological innovations and digital citizenship. So understanding its history can empower educators and youth students as well to develop digital literacy skills and to navigate online space safely. So in this lesson, you will be expected to be able to describe how the internet originated with focus on the ARPANET and the World Wide Web. We should also be able to look at to highlight the evolution of the internet in education. The birth of the internet starts with the origin of the ARPANET in the 1960s, when researchers in the institutes like the University of California in Los Angeles and the Stanford Research Institute were employed by the Department of Defense Advanced Research Project Agency in the United States to develop a system whereby militaries can share information, they can connect without having been disrupted by the nuclear attack. So, and this project was constituted and the ARPANET was produced. The ARPANET is an acronym for Advanced Research Project Agency Network. So it's a pioneering packet switching network funded by the Department of Advanced Research Project Agency. Initially, it was designed to share computer resources among research centers, but later on it was decentralized and become a kind of open communication protocol to overcome limitations of traditional circuit switched network. So this innovation was critical for later development of protocols like the TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and the Internet Protocol IP, which standardized communication across diverse networks. So the purpose of the ARPANET initially, as developed by the United States Department of Defense and Advanced Research Project Agency, is to create a kind of a decentralized communication network resilience to nuclear attack, so that military can have free flow of information across themselves. So one of the key innovation of the ARPANET is the packet switching. So the packet switching is a method of data transmission in which messages are broken into smaller packets before being sent over a network. So the first message after the ARPANET was created successfully went through in the 1969, because the project started in the 1960s. So in the 1969, the ARPANET has already been developed, and the first message was able to send between the UCLA and the Stanford, marking the dawn of network computing. So that is how the ARPANET came into existence, or the idea of producing a kind of decentralized communication network among research centers. So later on, the World Wide Web was initiated by Tim Berners-Lee, who invented it at the CERN. The CERN is the European Council for Nuclear Research. Actually, this acronym was originally in French language. That is why it doesn't follow the normal acronyms style. But as time goes on, the European Council for Nuclear Research was dissolved and later changed to European Organization for Nuclear Research. So Tim Berners invented the World Wide Web to simplify information sharing among scientists using hypertext links. And most of these hypertext links which form the core component, which is the HTML hypertext markup language for creating web pages. Then we have the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol for data exchange. Then the universal resource locators URLs for addressing resources. So the impact of the World Wide Web was to transform the internet from a niche of academic and military tool into a global public resources. And the ARPANET, when the ARPANET was established, it was only for the military and academic. so it was limited to only these as academic and military research centers and among the military. So it wasn't for public consumption. But later on, when Tim Berners introduced these hypertext links, and these components were also created, so it transformed the internet from being a niche in the academics military into a global public resources. So the ARPANET provided a robust means for data exchange. However, the World Wide Web transformed the internet from a technical tool into a user-friendly information space. So, and with the coming of the internet, coming of especially the World Wide Web, then browsers were created and documents were able to, you can easily share documents through hyperlinks, making information accessible far wider audience. Now let's look at the internet's evolution in education. At the ARPANET era during the 1960s, it was only for research centers and for military. But with the coming of the World Wide Web, emails and FTP file transfer protocol bulletin boards were able to share, and this later started getting to exist within the 1980s. Then later on, the Web 1 was developed, and this Web 1 is a static website for distributing course materials, mostly in institutes like the MIT OpenCourseWare. But for Web 2 now gave a chance for interactive platforms like the massive open online courses, where you can have online schools, you can access materials online, you can as well interact with your learning materials and with other of your colleagues online. And as well, the YouTube is also part of this Web 2, and collaborative tools like the Google Classrooms and Zooms also are part of the Web 2. But in this present generation now, where we have artificial intelligence that personalize learning, we have the virtual and augmented realities and the global classroom. These are part of the evolution of internet in education. Now you can evaluate yourself by trying to describe the origin of the internet with focus on the World Wide Web and the ARPANET. Describe how they came into existence and their implication, their contribution to information sharing and academics. As well, you can highlight, if you can highlight the evolution of the internet in education properly, then you have gained something from this lesson. But if you can't, then I will advise you to rewatch it and also read the words by words in the page so that you can be able to answer these questions. Thank you. Till we meet in the next class.